Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a new video. Sorry about the missed video or the no video yesterday. It was actually my youngest daughter's third birthday, so I decided to take a day off from filming and editing and everything and just kind of focus on my family and everything and my daughter just for her day and all that. So this was actually the first video that I didn't put out in well over a month. Monday through Friday I've been putting out videos since pretty much the beginning of May, early April or end of April, all the way until like the first week of June. So I'm pretty proud of that. I'm going to continue to try and get videos out, Monday through Friday for you guys. But sometimes, I might take a day off here and there. So hopefully you guys won't get too mad at me or too upset that there's not a video. But I only want to put out stuff that I'm generally interested in sharing with you guys. I don't want to, like I said, I've said this a few times, I don't want to just put out videos where I'm just going to get a cup of coffee or I'm going to the store or something like that. I want to actually put out content that you guys are interested in seeing and that might be helpful to you. That you're looking at the similar mod or a similar situation or whatever it may be, or similar car, and then I can help you along the way. Kind of discussing and going over things what I normally do. So tonight's a little bit different. It's not really a mod video, but it's more of kind of reaching out to you guys to see if you have some solutions or any idea as to why this specific, I wouldn't say it's an issue, but what's going on with I'm going to be talking about the F1 light here. Just it's a strange situation, or strange, I don't know why it does this. So I figured I would ask you guys, maybe you might be able to share some insight and help me out here. First off, I have an F1 light down here. It's a pretty typical mod for everybody, for WX or STI guys. It's basically just a brake light and it can flash, the blinking style. There's a lot of different versions of it out here, but I have the one that is a smoked lens, so it blends in, you can't even see it. I don't really like the red ones or anything with the colored bars. I think it just stands out too much and it's not really something that you really want to see. I only like it when it's actually, the lights are on or you're braking or something like that. So there's no need to really highlight it and kind of make it a, I don't want it to catch my eye when I'm looking at the back of the car. But I got this from iJDM Toy 2.5-3 years ago, a long time ago. I never really looked into as to why this was happening. My situation is a little strange, a little bit different. A lot of people that have these brake lights, it usually works anytime that you brake, whether you have the lights on or off. So anytime you press the brake pedal, the light right here turns on, whether it flashes, the F1 style, or it just turns on, like a normal brake light. For me, for whatever reason, I have the Subi Speed harness, which I'll show you right here with the quick connect harness. So as you can see right there, that it's a Subi Speed quick connect harness, whatever you want to call it. So it just connects right into the taillight OEM harness, and then it clicks right into the taillight, and then it has these three wires running off that you plug the F1 light right into. It's a very straightforward install. There's nothing really crazy about it. You literally just plug everything in and then run the wires up and plug them into the right, right colors and everything. The issue with mine that I've been running into, or I have been dealing with, or I just didn't really acknowledge or really care about, is the light doesn't turn on if the lights are off. So in other words, if I'm driving around a day, during the day, and obviously I press the brakes, that doesn't turn on at all. It only works when the lights are on. So if I have the lights on, that turns on, and then when I brake, it flashes, and then it, just stays on. But the way I want it to work is I want it to work when, no matter, if the lights are on or off, and I brake, I want it to turn on. I don't really care for the blinking. I mean, it's cool, but if I have to get rid of that, it's not a big deal. I mainly just want it to work when I press the brake pedal. And to me, that's the reason for that, is because I'd rather have more light braking as opposed to just at night. I just want that. I want it to work. It's a brake light, basically a third brake light, a fog light, whatever you want to call it. And for whatever reason, it won't work that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of play with the wires in the back there and see if I can get it to work where I'm able to use the light when I brake, no matter what, if the lights are on or off. Right now I have the harness on the driver's side. I'll try it on the passenger side, just to eliminate any issues. if it's works on one side but doesn't work on the other or whatever. I don't think that's the case because they're exactly the same. It's getting power no matter what. But I figured I would do that, just kind of eliminate any questions anybody might have. I'll run through the motions of how it's currently set up and how it has been for the past 3 or so years. And then we'll kind of go from there, play with some wires, and see if we can get it to work. Okay, so right now what I have, this is currently the what has been set up as the current wiring. You want to keep an eye over here where the brake light is to see what happens when I turn the lights on or off and I brake and everything. Just so I wanted to share this with you guys so you get an idea of exactly what I'm talking about, because it can get a little confusing. I'm just rambling off all these random motions and wires and whatever. So I'm just going to show you real quick of how it's currently set up, and then you'll get a little bit better understanding, and then we'll go from there. So I'm in the car. This is what it looks like when I just brake without the lights on. So as you can see, the F1 light doesn't turn on at all. And now I'm going to turn on the brake lights or the lights, and you'll see that the actual fog or the F1 light turned on. So it's all working now. And when I press it, it blinks. It does that F1 style blinking light, and that's how it's currently set up. So now that you guys got an understanding of exactly what I'm talking about, now we can start diagnosing and changing some wires up and seeing what changes. Like most people have the SubiSpeed one, SubiMod sells them, a bunch of other people sell a very, very similar one. They're all probably the same I know they're all the same to be completely honest. It's just different vendors selling them and branding them differently, but they're all very similar. But apparently the one I got from iJDM Toy is completely different than the others. The SubiSpeed ones, they actually dim when you're not on the brake light, which is nice because this one just stays bright. It's just one light. It doesn't dim or get brighter. It's just bright all the time, and then it flashes when it breaks. So it's nothing special. It's nothing over the top. It's nothing too fancy. Like I said, I really just wanted it as a brake light, but that's the way I got it to work 3 years ago, and I just haven't revisited. So let's take a look at the wiring. I showed you quickly before, but that's the SubiSpeed harness down there. These are the 3 wires from the brake light or the fog, whatever you want to call it, the F1 light. The green, red, and black. Black is negative. That's pretty straightforward. Black goes to black. It's not really confusing. The yellow one I got going to the red wire, and the red wire from the SubiSpeed harness I got going from going to the green wire. So what I'm going to do is I have to leave this black one in because this is the ground. You're going to need this no matter what. So I'm basically going to be playing with these two wires. I'm going to switch them back and forth, plug one in, unplug the other, and we'll see what happens. So for now, if I can do it one-handed, what I just did is I unplugged the green wire to the red wire in the SubiSpeed harness, and I'm going to leave in obviously the black wire, like I said, and leave the red wire connected to the yellow wire on the harness and see what happens. Hopefully I get some light when I do brake. I don't know why it would change. To me, I think this is for the flashing, so I might have to just not use this one, but we'll see. Let's see what happens. All right, so I'm in the car, so let's test it now. I can't see personally right now, so I'm gonna have to go back and look at the footage to see if it actually worked. So you guys will see it before I do. But I unplugged the green wire, and now the yellow wire and the red wire are still connected. So let's see what happens. This is me just braking without the lights on. I have no idea if it's working yet, so you guys are probably yelling at the screen. This is with the lights on, braking, and braking. Okay, so it doesn't work at all. So that tells me that the wire I unplugged, the green wire, is actually the power wire. So I'm gonna plug that one in, probably to the yellow wire, because I researched and I think I saw something on the SubiSpeed harness that the yellow wire is actually the power wire or the brake wire. So let me switch those plugs. Here, I'll just bring you along with me. What I'm going to do now is unplug this red wire and plug this green wire into that and see if that changes. So this is with the lights off and me just braking. I have no idea if it's working, so you guys tell me. Tell me down in the comments below if it's working or not. Okay, so now I'm gonna turn on the lights. And let's try braking. So now let's go review the footage and see what's going on. Okay, so we made some progress here. So now, as you just saw, the actual fog light, F1 light here, works when I brake, no matter what. So if the lights are on or off, it's working. But the one thing I notice, it doesn't turn on when I turn the lights on. So normally it was working. If you go back, you'll see that if I turn the lights on in the car, this one turned on no matter what. And I kind of like that, but at the same time, I mainly just want to use that as a brake light, so it's not the end of the world. I'm not really sure as to why it's not turning on. I'm not really a big, electronic or wiring kind of person. I mean, I can do simple stuff. I'm sure there's somebody watching that's a little bit better than me at wiring and electronics and everything like that. So you might be, commenting or yelling at the screen or whatever what I'm doing wrong here, but I'm kind of just diagnosing and going through the motions with you guys. So you kind of feel like you're in the garage with me and understanding just what I'm going through and figuring things out with me, as opposed to just, saying, hey, this is what I got, and look, it works. And, I screw up sometimes too, and I'm not afraid to admit it. Not that this is really a screw up, but you understand what I mean. It doesn't, it's not all rainbows and sunshine all the time. Sometimes things don't work the way you want them to, and you kind of got to do this to figure it out. So I have that red wire unplugged, which is the red wire here on the actual F1 light. So this one's not even plugged in at all. So what this tells me, this wire is the actual blinking function wire. So you really don't, if you don't want the blinking, I guess you don't need to plug this in. But what I'm gonna do now is plug the red wire into the red wire here and see what happens. Something tells me nothing's gonna happen, but it would be pretty cool if either the blinking came back or the light turned, or the F1 light turned on with the lights on. If both doesn't happen, I'm not sure. I don't know which way I'm gonna keep it, but let's try it out, see what happens, and we'll go from there. So here we are again. I plugged the red wire into the red wire and the green wire into the yellow wire, black to black. So let's see what happens. The last one that I tried, it was working with the brake lights no matter what, if the lights are on or off. So let's see if anything changes. So I'm in the car. I'm going to press the brake. Not sure if anything happened. Try it again. Now I'm going to turn the lights on. Hopefully it turned on with the lights, or it's blinking. I don't know. Probably not. You guys are, again, probably yelling at me in the comments. So let me go take a look at it, see what happened, and then maybe we can figure this out. Okay, super bizarre. As you guys probably saw, we're still have function with the brake lights no matter what, but now with that red wire to red wire plugged in, just as I suspected, the red wire is the blinking function wire, or the power to the blinking function. But now, as you saw, when the lights are off and I brake, no blinking, and then when I turn the lights on and I brake, it blinks. Super bizarre. And there's really no other combination of wires that I can, do this, because I've basically tried everything, taking wires out, in and out, trying different ones and everything, and there's really no other way to do this. It's pretty much, I've gone through all the different combos, and I did actually, off camera, I did try it on the passenger side just to see, and it's exactly the same. So there's no difference from, either side of the car. It doesn't really matter. But very, very strange. I guess this is what is leading me to believe is that it's just the light. This was, I don't know, maybe $70, $75. So it wasn't, as expensive as the SubiSpeed ones or the other ones. Those things are over 100. I think the SubiSpeed one is like 150 or 60 bucks. There are, a few more functions to it, but still it's relatively the same concept of what it is. But, very, very strange. Obviously now that I'm not necessarily obsessing about it, but I'm kind of digging into it a little bit and trying to figure it out. Now my mind is going to be, going crazy and all the gears are going to be turning, so I might just end up getting a new one and seeing if that changes. I'll probably just end up getting a Subi Speed one and maybe sell this one off or something. But either way, I mean, this works as to what I was explaining or what I wanted it to do in terms of I wanted it to brake. I want it to work when I braked. Now it's just not turning on when I turn the lights on. But the F1 function works, strangely only when the lights are on, but it just blinks or lights up normal when I brake now. So I think what I'm gonna do is just take out that red wire to red wire, which is the blinking function wire. So it'll just, light up when I brake no matter what. Ultimately that's really what I want. But I guess the only thing that I'm not really willing to sacrifice is it not turning on with the actual lights, because I like that look with the tails on and that lit on, and I don't know, it gives a little bit of different look for me, and I think it looks nice when at night and everything. So something tells me, like I said, I'm probably gonna pick up a new one, and then I can do an install for you guys. Not that it's this is pretty much it, but I can explain taking this one out and putting a new one in or whatever. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if I'm doing something really stupid and I'm just really completely missing the whole entire concept here. Maybe somebody else has this iJDM toy one, and maybe somebody can help me out and explain as to why this is happening, or just saying like, hey, this light, I have the same one and it just is not wired to do that function. I'm not really sure why. Why the Subi Speed ones have the same amount of wires and everything. So I don't know. Maybe you can offer some insight down in the comments below. I would appreciate it. But I mean, this is also good for anybody interested in installing this specific F1 light with the Subi Speed harness or the quick harness, wherever you get it from. It's all very similar, all the same. The colors, the wire colors, might be a little different, but it's all the same concept, obviously. So that's my F1 fog light setup, issue, problem, whatever you want to call it. It's not a problem. It's first world problems here, and I'm just trying to figure things out. I'm at the point of this car where I'm really happy with how it's sitting and looking and sounding and feeling and everything. So now I'm kind of just digging a little bit deeper into the little things that I haven't gotten a chance to kind of really address or look at, with a fine-tooth comb and just figure it out. This is the point where I really love my cars, where I'm able to, fine-tune things. I'm not doing like, big mods like wheels and suspension and trying out different exhausts and everything like that. It's I got all that stuff out of the way, and now it's just kind of fine tweaking everything, because to me, doing these little details and figuring out the stuff is fun, and it's also what makes the car that much better, knowing it's functioning and working exactly the way I want it. If you guys have any insight or comments or anything like that of what could possibly going on, just let me know. I'm obviously willing to take suggestions and hear you guys out, because apparently I don't seem to know what I'm doing. I asked a couple of my friends that I have a group chat with on Instagram that we've been talking for a couple years now, I think, and I went through the whole entire thing with them as well, and they were kind of perplexed at the same, perplexed as you guys, or as myself as well, just because it doesn't make sense. But either way, thanks guys for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking out the channel. If you guys haven't liked the video, be sure to like it. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I would love to see this channel keep on growing. I put out videos Monday through Friday. At least I try to. I may skip a day here and there, as I said earlier in the video, but ultimately I'm trying to put out content for you guys and help you guys out. If you're interested in this car specifically, or this mod, or whatever it may be, I love to share my knowledge. I love to help others out. So this is a great platform and a great way to do that. Be sure to like the video, be sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.